Good morning, everybody. I'm Ed Parcaut, usually here with Mike Kelly, but he is still on vacation and he'll be back on Monday. So you'll have the banter is back on Monday. But in the meantime, I have some news that we need to get to. Let me go live over here. All right. So the big thing right now is the Dow's down like 468 points right now. And the big issue is AI and inflation. That is right. They're worried about inflation and AI. Uh, and I'll get into both of those in 1 second here. So let's see what we have. We're good over there. And so producer price index came out today, which is that's the producer level inflation. And the headline number rose 0.5%, which was more than the expected 0.3%. Year over year declined to 2.9% from 3%, but was expected to go to 2.6%. And that didn't happen. So they're getting worried. Core producer prices, which strips out food and energy costs, rose 0.8, which was much higher than the 0.3 expected, and that caused the year over year figure to rise from 3.3% to 3.6%. The market was expecting for it to stay at like 3.3, but it didn't. I know it doesn't sound like much, but that's going in the wrong direction. And we might have some inflation coming back, or we might not. It might be, weather related, a bunch of other stuff, but this is on the producer level, not consumer level. And they've had issues on the PPI for a while, especially with tariffs. And now that they can't have the tariffs anymore, but they changed it around. But what are you going to do? The other thing that came out today was that was a major thing today, but the other thing is about AI, how it's going to affect everything. The 10-year sitting at 3.977. That's right, you heard 3.977. That's going in the right directions. The bond market, let's see where rates are at, how much better they are. They're probably up about 8 basis points. That is correct. And we're still 3.97. What does all this mean to us? Not a damn thing. Go buy your house. Stop worrying about where the rates are. It's cut, but it's not it. This stuff's going to go up and down, but you still need to buy your house. You need to still move forward. Stop worrying about it. If you're looking to refinance, now would be the start of looking to refinance instead of strike date for that, or a strike number, I should say, that when you get to a certain point, go ahead and lock it and get me done. I have a lot of people reaching out right now for refinances because they keep hearing rates are down, and they are down. But the question really is it down enough to make sense? And you don't know that until you run the numbers. We probably have CPI sometime next week and a bunch of other stuff. I don't have that with me. I know I'm doing horrible today for you. I apologize, but that's just how it is on a Friday. And without Mike here and the banter, you wouldn't know. If he was here, you wouldn't know that we'd be bantering so much that we could figure out what we're going to do while he's here. But the Fed governor, Miriam, is making a case for another 425 basis points cuts this year alone. This year. And so they all see that, hey, even though this inflation's here a little bit, it's probably going to continue to go down. And this is probably a bloop in the system. And we don't know it's going to go better. So bottom line, I don't have real estate numbers because that's Mike's department and he's not here today. We will have the update of all those numbers on Monday for you for everything this week. And like I said, we'll be back on Monday. We're doing a best of this weekend on the radio show since he's out of town. Anyway, if you need anything, reach out. We are getting busier and busier, and it is the tipping point right now. You can tell that by where the bond is at the 3.9735. Oh, I'm sorry, 39716. It keeps going down. It's going to continue to go. If we close below 4% today, that is going to be the new the ceiling that we're going to have and go down below that. So it's happening. We're there now. I'm not going to say, oh, the sky is falling. It's going amazing. It's getting better. It's not where we really want it at, but it will be so much better. Remember, couple years ago or even last year in September when we were lower, that's where the bond market was sitting at like 3.65. Well, if we get to 3.65, those rates are going to be 3/4 lower than it was at that time. So that is exactly what everybody's looking for. And that's the problem, because that means that the May, June, July shopping market for housing is going to get crazy. So don't wait that long if you really are looking for a home. If you're going to sell your house, I'd be putting it up at that time. Anyway, make it a great day. We'll be back on Monday with all the real estate news. And thanks for putting up with just me this week. We really appreciate it. If you like what we do here, subscribe and let us know. Thanks. Make it a great day. Bye.